Brother delayed the
Well,
one.
welcome back to Views from the 50, an NFL podcast where we provide coverage on all things NFL. I'm your co-host, El Jefe, and I'm joined here by my fellow members of the SFN crew. How's everybody doing?
Happy New Year, brothers. How we doing? Good old 2024. There's a dog right there. Saw that. Nice. What's up, boy, man? Getting a little lick in, doing your thing. Everything is good, man. How's everybody doing? How is everybody feeling on this fine Saturday afternoon?
Happy to be alive. Happy to be here. That's it.
Happy New Year. Yeah. Man them back. Another year again. Around the sun, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy New Year, everybody. 2024, 23's in the books, but we are back. We are back. It's official. Sorry for the wait. Sorry for all the missed weeks, but we're here and the playoffs are gearing up. We're in the final week of the season, and man, it seems like every single game this week got just a little bit of playoff implications going on, and we got two of them coming up today. First one up, we got the Steelers and Ravens, and we all know the Steelers can still make the playoffs. The Ravens already clinched, but I'm trying to see my man Mike get in. He's already keeping that over 500 record. Love to see it. But y'all think the Steelers can make a chance or make a run here?
I mean, go ahead, Wayne. I'm sorry.
No, I'm laughing, but no, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, if the Ravens do what they say they're going to do, and I'm hoping that traffic doesn't get too hectic where I am right now because we're in the heart of it all. But the Ravens are going to be resting everybody. So if the Steelers cannot find a way to capitalize on this moment, then it's not meant for them to go to the playoffs. So I mean they've beaten the Ravens 6 out of the last 7, from my understanding. And last, I mean, they're one of the 3 teams that were able to beat the Ravens this season. But I mean, there's not really much on the line. The Ravens have already secured the #1 spot in the AFC. So there's no real reason to risk any injury unless you're trying to secure Lamar Jackson's MVP nod, which I'm pretty sure he did by beating the Dolphins handedly the way that they did. So I mean, there's really no need to risk anything. So the Steelers should be able to get this dub. Now everybody else has to do what they need to do in order for the Steelers to get in, which probably will be the issue for them. So
Yeah, speaking of issues, there's a lot of issues in a division out in the AFC still. The Texans and Colts play later on. Young CJ can still make the division, but the Jags, man, they play the Titans on Sunday. And if they win there, they lock that up. So everything's on the line in this division this tonight and on Sunday when 1 o'clock hits. But do you think the winner of the Texans and Colts could win the division and the Titans can pull off an upset?
Definitely, because the division game is possible. But regardless, I believe the 7th seed right now, the Colts hold that. And if the Texans win tonight, they would basically hold that seed, even over the Steelers. So it is a really important game tonight for them. And then I think tomorrow, Tennessee could beat Jacksonville because the way Jacksonville's been playing, they have C.J. Beathard starting again, not Trevor Lawrence. So, I mean, it's possible. Yeah, tonight is a AFC South clincher. But regardless, all 3 teams or all 2 teams could make it into the playoffs, slip right in. So we'll see.
I mean, Indianapolis has played well, but I do think that CJ Stroud, based on the season that he's had, I think that they're going to be able to upset, or not necessarily upset, but beat Indianapolis and give themselves a better chance of, getting in.
Absolutely.
Jackson, yeah. I Tennessee really doesn't have much to play for except for the play spoilers. But to your point, Wayne, I mean, this isn't a divisional matchup, and who doesn't like playing spoilers like a divisional opponent? So, and if Trevor Lawrence is not playing, then that obviously puts Jacksonville at a bit of a disadvantage against a Tennessee team that doesn't really have much to play for except for to annoy another team. So
Yeah, man. I mean, I definitely agree with both of y'all, man. And I'd love to see young CJ get into the playoffs in his first year. That would be great to see. And currently they're favored to win the matchup today, so hopefully they win. And I'd love to see the Titans play spoilers on Sunday to the Jags season, and CJ wins the division in his first year. That would be that would be lovely. And then
Something.
we may have a unanimous coach of the year after that too. So. But with all that being said, man, there's other divisions up for grabs still too. Let's take a look over in the NFC side. Let's real quick. Let's take a look at our own division. Tony, man, we got our division up for grabs. Things were looking real crazy for us all season long. But I remember I told you at the very beginning of the year, we're gonna win this division.
There you
Now
go.
all we gotta do is go out there and beat the Commanders. And I'd still love to see the Giants upset the Eagles. So those are the two last games. Those kick off around 4:00 our time, 1:00 on Wayne's side. How y'all feel about this division? You think we locked it up?
I mean, I was gonna let the Commanders correspondent speak first, but he's a little checked out, just like Ron Rivera and Eric Bieniemy and the rest of that organization. They've kind of moved on from the Commanders have kind of moved on from that regime. So. But that's not to say that Ron Rivera won't try to send the last FU to the organization and the owners by trying to win this game and move the Commanders draft pick a little bit higher than where it stands. There are two generational quarterbacks that are going to be in this draft, so the Commanders are obviously eyeing one of those if they don't try to go out and get Russell Wilson. I was about to say Westbrook. I'm sorry, I always get those two mixed up name wise, but the Commanders, their main issue obviously is going to be at quarterback. They are lacking a quarterback, and they have for countless years. I think somebody said on the pre-production that this is the first game of this first season in a very long time. The Commanders have started all 17, all the entire season with the same quarterback, so that's good for them. But he's not the answer. So I think Dallas just has to go out there and do their job. At this point, we don't need to worry about what happens with Philadelphia and New York. The Cowboys have to go into FedEx, win the game the way that they should win this game, even though we have troubles on the road. We should be able to, or we should just go out there and get the job done, get out of there, and secure the second seed.
Well, kudos to the Cowboys for sticking in the division. You guys are well in position for this number 2 seed and obviously to win the division tomorrow, just beating the Commanders. But it's a division game. It will be tough. You know how that goes. But at the end of the day, I still feel like you guys will win it. We'll close out. Dak will probably sit in like the third quarter or so because it'll be that dominant. But I mean, I'd love to see Washington win because I don't know, somehow they're the number 2 pick right now in front of New England, and they beat us this season, and we have the same record. It makes no sense. So I'd love to see them win just off of that, but I can't see it happening. I feel like you guys will come in there and handle business how you should. So kudos to you guys.
I understand how you feel about New England and rebuilding that team. But yeah, I can't have a Washington win. The Cardinals did us a very solid favor last week, and because of that, we the new hat on here, thanks to True Brand Dallas Players Club.
Yes, sir.
But the Cowboys, we have issues with games like this. It's like we're supposed to do this. We need the momentum going into the playoffs because the NFC playoff situation is kind of. I'm a little skeptical on the way some of these matchups may lay. So we just need to go out here and secure this second seed and move on. So I'm sorry, Wayne. I know, I know that New England is in a rebuilding stage, but we got to keep Washington in that second seed. That's like
It's a big off season this year. It's a big off season this year.
For sure. Absolutely.
Definitely a huge off season. But speaking about things that are skeptical, man, there's a division that's been real skeptical all season long in the NFC. The Falcons division, man. They're 7-9, and they can still win the division somehow, some way, with a win and some other things to help them out along the way. With the Panthers beating the Bucks, which is very well possible because if we remember back a few weeks ago when they matched up over in Tampa, Panthers came close, man. I think it was within 3 points if I remember correctly. It was like 21-18, something like that. But nonetheless, man, can the Falcons close out and like we've tried to predict all season long, still win this division? My money's still hopefully on them. So let's get a Falcons win and a Panthers win this week. How y'all feel?
Yeah, it's not happening. I really feel like the Bucks. I think the Bucks could take this one. To be honest with you, I just can't see the Falcons at all making any leaps towards that. Heineken and Ritter, they just been an awful combo at quarterback for them, and they really need to figure it out this offseason and get one of the generational talented quarterbacks that are coming out. Then they'll be taken off, and they need to get rid of Arthur Smith too as well because he's not coaching the team the correct way. They have a lot of talent on that team, and they're wasting it. So we'll see how that goes, but this is not their season. This will be the Bucks should get in. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks have won 4 of the last 5. They lost to the Saints, obviously, who are also clinging on for dear life. But I mean, they're all their hopes, kind of basically everybody in the NFC South's hopes kind of just get crushed because the Buccaneers are going to win this game handily. I don't really see the Panthers putting up much of a fight. There's not really much for them to play for realistically. I know it may have been a close game a couple weeks ago, but no, hey man, it's time. Baker Mayfield, this is his redemption story. Outside of guys who will not be named. No, I'm just kidding. Damar Hamlin. Baker Mayfield is a true candidate for comeback player of the year. So
all this to lose in the first round.
Not over Damar Hamlin. Nobody's gonna win it, unfortunately.
let me ask a serious question here, and I'm not again because we had this conversation a couple weeks ago, and I know everybody decided to laugh, and I wasn't trying to be funny. I was being very serious. Has he played a down?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Did. A
He's
meaningful down.
played a whole game.
Did he play, or was he just suited up?
No, he played the whole game. He started at safety.
Okay.
One of the
He
games
started at safety.
Yeah. At one of the games that one of the safeties was down, he started.
They had no
I'm happy to
choice.
hear that. That's crazy. I'd see. That's what I was trying to avoid.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything, but it wasn't against us, was it?
Nah.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
that's early in the season, as far as I know. But yeah,
I was gonna say Dak. Come on, man.
But after that, I'll put Flacco over. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Flacco, amazing comeback in the past couple of games. I got the Browns in the playoffs.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, no, Flacco's been doing this thing, man. He's been he made me some money. I can't hold him. Him and Cooper, man. That was crazy. But I'm shout out Flacco.
Are you gonna tell us your winnings? Are you gonna tell your winnings? You're just gonna leave us hanging? I'm just kidding. I'm not checking your pockets. I don't want to watch your pockets. Not a pocket watcher here.
Sounds like you wanted some commission. I'll give you 10% of a penny. What's that?
I'm not hitting.
That's what I made. All right.
I only correct sentences and punctuation.
Oh man, let's get into a rough and tough division, man. They got the Bears and the Packers lining up to play each other, and the Vikings and Lions playing each other this week. But there's been a lot of social media antics for the Bears and Packers rivalry this week, and I'm one here for it, man. And I want to see Justin Fields go in Green Bay and win, even though I know it may not happen this week. I just love to see it, man. And as far as the Vikings and Lions game go, I haven't seen if the Lions are starting all their starters or not, but if they are, man, the Lions they should take care of the Vikings. How y'all feel about the ending of their seasons?
Definitely feel like the Pack will close out the job tomorrow. Bears been making a good run. Regardless, it's still gonna be Justin Fields' team at the end of the year. They'll figure it out. But he'll still be the quarterback next year. But I feel like Packers just been playing strong the last few games. They're just gonna come out with a W and solidify that last spot in the playoffs and go to Dallas.
Yeah, that's you know, that's ultimately what I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm hoping if things go the way that I would like, the Cowboys will face the Packers. As the Packers beat the Chicago Bears in this last game of the season, they can secure that 7 seed. Because we have to exercise some demons. But the Bears, the Bears fans, they obviously want Justin Fields to stay. So I think win or lose, the Bears are going to try to, regardless, they're not gonna draft a quarterback. I think they're going to try to go for Marvin Harrison Jr. Try to give him a weapon just to give him a fair chance. Um, to see what they're going to do with that offense. Um, the Packers are a rough bunch too, though. So the Cowboys can't try to overlook them if that's what happens. If hypothetically speaking, if the Cowboys get the Packers, so Packers can be a rough bunch. They run the ball well, which is the Cowboys' kryptonite, as we've seen in the past couple of weeks. I don't really trust Jordan Love throwing the ball a lot, and I don't know about the Packers' defense being able to keep up with our offense, but we just have to be able to keep them in their run game out of the end zone. But that's only if the Packers find a way to beat Chicago, which I do think they do. Detroit, after last week, a little bit of a hangover and all the situations that they've had to deal with, given the controversial loss in Dallas. Um, sometimes you have to ensure that you are declaring the right linemen when we're running interesting plays, because that's what happens. Things get confusing, and then people start to assume that the Cowboys are paying off referees when
Run the
we are
clip.
the most
Run the clip.
we're the most penalized team in the NFL. There's no way we're paying
Run
the
the
refs.
clip.
Oh my god.
Hey man, let's just call it what it is, because realistically, if we go back and look at the play, there were 2 other penalties that they could have called. So realistically, it was going to happen, and we gave them another chance anyway because Michael Parsons was offsides, so they had another down. They could have kicked a field goal, sent the game to overtime.
That was on
Did
Parsons.
not.
It should have kicked the
Yeah.
field goal to begin with anyway. Personally.
All right, so let's not get into the whole ifs. If ifs and buts and candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. But Cowboys lost on Christmas Eve, so I didn't have them. No, I'm just kidding. Christmas was actually excellent, but that's neither here nor there. The Green Bay Packers should beat the Chicago Bears, and they should be coming to Dallas. Hopefully, if everything goes correct, and the Cowboys can exercise some demons. Thank you, Aaron Rodgers.
See, I knew it. I knew it. So,
There's always
Knew what? Hold on. Knew what?
knew it. I knew it. You want to go on a revenge tour of all the teams that have beaten you guys over the years. I know it. It's fine.
Tom Brady last year. Now we have a couple. We
See,
potentially have a couple.
exactly,
We have a couple.
exactly.
We have a couple demons that we may need to exercise if things go according to plan.
Jerry Jones. I mean, what's his name?
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
Hey, it's been done.
Hey,
exercise
hey,
demons.
it's been
There you
done.
go.
Hey,
That's been done.
some things.
That's fine.
Look,
That's fine.
Hey, look.
That's fine. That's
All
fine.
is right.
I'm
That's
not
fine.
saying anything. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is, if things happen a certain way, hey, we may be. Look, we can have a Merry Christmas with candies and nuts.
Yeah.
Pause.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Well,
I enjoy a cashew every now and again, and Jolly Ranchers.
yeah. Well,
You don't like
with
Jolly
all-
Ranchers?
I don't eat candy, but with all that being said,
That's good.
no we don't need cavities from candy, all right. But with all that being said, man, there's a division out in the AFC that a bunch of teams, they don't really matter anymore because Kansas City's already locked that up, but they all got to play each other this week. Denver travels to the Raiders, and Kansas City travels to LA to play the Chargers. The Raiders, hopefully they found their new head coach in Antonio Pierce. I know Devontae Adams wants him there, but there's a lot of rumblings that Devontae Adams, there's somebody that still wants him over in Jersey for the Jets. But we'll see what happens there. Oh, you didn't hear about that?
That would be.
You didn't hear about that?
For the AFCs.
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
I did not. Please inform me what happened, because I know.
There's so apparently Aaron Rodgers is putting down that he wants Devontae Adams, and he I think it was Aaron Jones from the Packers this offseason. He wants that
Of
done.
course. He denies science, puts all the faith in the Lord.
Brees Hall
and
would
all his
not
wishes.
allow that again. Brees Hall would not allow that mess again.
Yo,
You
I
see
really
what
hope
they did
so
to
because
Dalvin.
Brees Hall, man, he's a great player.
You see what they did with the Dalvin. So yeah, he won't allow that.
But
Nah, Brees Hall's
apparently
got-
those
yeah,
are his two
Dalvin,
wish
yeah.
list players. But
Hey,
we'll see.
maybe he thinks Santa Claus is real. He doesn't believe in modern science, so maybe he thinks Santa Claus is real. Talking about wish lists and whatnot.
Hey, you never know.
Christmas in July and free agency.
You never know what may happen in the off season. Anything's possible, especially when you got people like him in the front office making calls.
Side note,
No,
did
but
y'all hear
also-
about Jamar Chase?
What'd he
He's
do?
requesting a trade too.
No, he's pretty much said he's gonna ask for money up front this year. And he's not. From the way he answered the question, it didn't seem like he was willing to take a pay cut if they were gonna pay T. Higgins. So they were gonna give T. Higgins money. The way he made it sound was like, we'll see. I was like, oh shit.
Blow it up. That's fine. Jamar, find a new home. I know there's a team down south in the Midwest that'll take you in. Get rid of
Nah.
number. No, man, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Nah, chill.
Everybody's more working cohesive. I'm just saying some things. I'm just
Nah,
saying
man.
some things.
Nah.
Hey man, there's a team in Texas that'll take you.
Look at this.
What's wrong?
I'm not gonna put it in
I can't pitch the case.
on an on-air case pitch. We love to see it. Jamar Chase, man.
No, it's all good.
Line it up.
We're working right now. We gotta get the division. We working. But back to the AFC West. I like Aiden O'Connell. Antonio Pierce got that team playing. Max Crosby, man, playing really good football. Calling Gardner Minshew a little boy. It feels interesting that he's doing that. Me and my boys are talking. And we said that's the reverse Nick Bosa, if you understand that. But because you know how Nick Bosa is towards certain quarterbacks, and Max Crosby is calling Gardner Minshew a boy. It's kind of crazy.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy.
It's not even February yet, but yeah.
Hey, no, we're close to a week away from Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Let's pay our respects. Yes, we have allies. We have allies in different shades.
Yeah. Oh my
But
goodness.
what is Denver going to do with Russell Wilson? Because him and Sean Payton
He's out of
obviously
there.
are not getting.
He's
Yeah,
gone.
we love that. Is he
Nah,
going to
he's
come to
gone.
DC if the Commanders can't get a quarterback?
He's going to
Do we
DC.
think that Russ? I mean, hey,
I'm joking.
Yo,
no. I mean,
another bad year for the Commanders. I'm
I
for
think
it.
I think Pittsburgh, honestly. I don't know why, but I just think Pittsburgh.
Nah, I don't need to see Tomlin go down in shambles.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Tomlin will have him benched or traded by week 2-3. So
Wow.
is Russell Wilson that bad of a quarterback?
have you not been watching him play?
I
Why
mean,
would I be watching
the
Denver?
man has 26 touchdowns and 9 picks. And he's like number 7 in QBR right now. So he's not doing bad,
He's
technically.
not doing bad.
It's a lot of short passes, but he's not doing bad. It's just it is what it is.
Well, Commanders Donovan McNabb.
Sheesh.
Donovan
Yeah.
McNabb.
Yeah, it's time for him to sit on somebody's bench.
Yeah.
No, he can go home and be a father. He's
You
been
know,
he's been an excellent father. He's been an excellent father, so he can just go home and be a father.
He can go to Carolina.
No, how would he do that? Either
You're
go
right.
to DC.
Now you know where he's going? He's going to Atlanta. They're done with Ritter.
Look, go to DC, get a paycheck, chill out in the nation's capital, do your thing. Go eat some jumbo slice. Look at them. Go to the museums.
Washington is money laundering, so why not?
Bring Sierra to Rose Bar. You guys can have some fun.
I still will not be showing up.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big Rose Bar guy, but Jordan Poole maybe.
I mean, the only thing that may actually make shit appealing is if they do decide to make that move to VA, that will change the atmosphere for players. I feel like just because of the way the real estate is out there, there's more housing out there, and it's not as congested, and you have to deal with a lot of the BS you would deal with in DC. So it does waver for some change, in my opinion. Just with that as a suggestion, just seeing that earlier and hearing that they're thinking about moving both DC teams to VA. So if that is the thing that happens, that is going to change the dynamic. But once again, how many years would that take? I feel like they said it was 2 years. If they got it agreed, processes would start this year and then we'll go into the next 2 years or something like that. So it'd be like what, 2025, I'd say. I mean, probably 2026 is winter. Maybe right before the season in 2026 if they push fast enough. But that would be the only thing. What?
No, I was gonna say, where in Virginia are they gonna put the state? What would they?
They weren't. That's what they haven't specifically stated plans on that yet. So that's the only issue because they have to figure out exactly where in Virginia would you go and the spacing. Now they did have like a floor plan and a model out for it already. Trying to figure out where they put it.
I keep hearing Northern VA.
Yeah, that's what. And
I think it was in. I believe it was in Crystal City, or right by Crystal City.
Far?
I believe so, and yeah, I believe there was a model out for something over there.
Hold on.
I know the Wizards are moving to Potomac Yard, that area. So I don't know if they're going to try to do a situation similar to like how Philadelphia is, or a lot of some of the other cities where they have.
They had like a
sports teams
template out
altogether.
and everything of how they like had it slated to look. I'm just trying to remember where it was.
Because I mean, that's how Baltimore has Camden Yards and the Raven Stadium. Philadelphia has Wells Fargo, Lincoln Financial, and what is it, Citizens Park, I think, for the Phillies.
You got it
like
right. You got it right this year. You're getting
What?
it right this year. Last year you couldn't get it right.
Get what right?
Oh, I'll run the clip for you.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to worry about that.
I got it.
But
It's
then
in the vault.
Dallas has AT&T and
The
Rangers.
warehouse.
Yeah, they got
The
them right next to each other as well.
warehouse.
So that's crazy.
The Rangers
Yeah, no, I mean,
Stadium
that-
looks like a warehouse. It's crazy, but it's
Yeah,
nice.
no, we saw it. No, it is nice, and they have the little joint where they can like raise the top because it tends to get extremely hot.
Yeah.
And I guess visiting teams were complaining because they're like, yeah, the Rangers bench is situated in the shade. Meanwhile, we're burning like 125-degree weather, 125-degree sun.
Yeah, it's
and the
never
heat
good.
is coming down here.
That's never good. But let's get back into some football, man. In the AFC, we got some matchups coming up. The Jets are traveling over to the Patriots. I'm sorry.
It was Alexandria. I was still looking for
No.
the answer.
Oh, that's where they're moving the Commanders.
I said
So
that.
the
Yeah, I said that.
Alexandria Commanders. Great, good for them. But yeah, as I was saying, the Jets are traveling over to the Patriots to wrap up their season. But you got a bigger game in that division this week, Sunday Night Football, where the Bills are traveling over to the Dolphins, which is surprisingly for the division. I mean, how do y'all feel about these matchups? I think the Jets will probably win because I believe the Patriots are tanking for that draft pick at this point. But as far as the Bills and Dolphins game, this one's tough. I'm trying to see the Dolphins win. Fuck it. How y'all feel?
Man, I hope the Jets win against us. Like, to be honest with you, like, I mean, our defense is still like that. At the end of the day, we still playing. And it's not like Ezekiel Elliott is stopping from getting in the end zone. He's been in the end zone for the last 3 games. So, I mean, they're
Don't
not
remind
stopping.
me.
I'm sorry. I wonder what jersey you wear. But anyway, as I was saying, so okay. Just making sure. But no, I mean, it's not like we're stopping, and the Jets offensively are just really bad. They have Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian looks so lost out there. He looks a little bit better than Zach Wilson, obviously, but still looks lost. But I'm hoping that they come out and shut us down, and it's like a 9-6 game, and get some revenge from earlier this season. But that second game, it's gonna be a dogfight. I think the Bills might come out on top and surprisingly win a division. Take it from Miami, but yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
It'll definitely be interesting for sure. Because I
Miami, yeah.
they do have the Bills currently favored to win that game. And it's in Miami, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Miami already clinched. Buffalo has been playing lights out for the most part these past couple of weeks. They're playing with reckless abandon the way they should have been playing all year. But some guys they don't like to wake up until the middle of the season, and that's what Buffalo has done. I think Buffalo is going to come out there and be really physical with Miami. Again, like I think Miami, they're young. I mean, they have Tyreek Hill, so he understands what it takes to obviously win a championship. But the rest of that team is fairly young. And I think Buffalo is experienced, and they have something to prove. I think Buffalo's going to go out there and get the job done. And it's going to be in Miami, even though it's going to be hot. But I mean, that also benefits Buffalo as well. Now, if this game was in Buffalo, it's be guaranteed Buffalo Bills win. But I like Buffalo here. I like Buffalo in a tough spot where their experience is going to show what it takes to win a game that matters.
Yeah, and plus Miami's dealing with a lot of low-key injuries on both sides of the ball, so it might be tough. It might be tough, but they'll get in the playoffs. At least Tua is not injured, and Tyreek probably will be good by the playoffs, at least first round. But Buffalo should take it.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that Sunday night football game. That's a big divisional matchup for both those teams. But there's a couple more games coming on. You got the Rams traveling to the 49ers this week to close out their season, and Seattle's traveling to the Cardinals to close out their season for those divisional games. Can the Cardinals pull up another upset this week when Seattle travels through? And the Rams, I think they may need to win this game to continue to stay in the playoffs. So, I don't know. The 49ers, man, they just beat up on these teams. How y'all feel?
I think the Rams have already clinched.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
Rams are clinched, so they're good. They don't have to really do much. That's rather, I'm pretty sure it's just them worrying about seeding. I'm assuming, but I think Kyler Murray might be. I don't want to say it like this, but I think Kyler Murray might be playing for his job, even though he was hurt. Arizona might be looking at different options because he gets injured, fairly frequently, and he's coming off what was it? Was it Achilles or ACL?
ACL.
ACL. So, Arizona might be looking in the direction of, hey, we might be looking for another quarterback, just to ensure that we have a backup plan when you inevitably go down. So
Y'all think he should have stuck with baseball?
Probably to avoid injury, but I mean, I hate him because he always beats us. He runs around too fast. He looks like a little kid that stole something, and he knows he's going to get in trouble. He's fast, man.
Look. Hold on.
He's
Wait a
fast,
minute.
Man. He's fast, dude.
And here's my point. Why I'm asking you: do you think he could have maybe, if he stayed in the MLB, broken a base record, stolen base record?
Look, man, that's like saying if Russell Wilson did the same, if he stayed and got drafted by the Yankees, which he did. So I mean,
it's fair.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Quarterback. It is what it is.
But Wilson has a ring.
Yeah, and Kyler's took the team to the playoffs. He's taken the team to the playoffs before. That's it.
But he could at least he may have won a ring over in MLB. He may have had
it's possible.
May have had better luck there.
Probably would have been nasty.
To be fair, Kyler Murray is fast as fuck. And Ricky Henderson's stolen base record could have actually been. I may agree with Hefe a little bit there. Kyler Murray is fast.
I'm not disagreeing. As a
just
fan,
something to think about. Just something to think about.
As a fan of baseball, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you're right. No, you're right. He is. He has been very successful in the NFL.
He made his way back in less than a year from an ACL tear, showing that he's reliable to be their franchise QB. He's taken all these games have been close. They haven't been blowouts that he's been back in. And he's,
I don't think they're going to move on from Kyler just yet, though. Even if he loses.
Not yet. They just paid him big money last year. Not yet.
I think he just wants to ensure that they're not going to go after another quarterback to, kind of create some sort of competition for him is all. Because I mean, he gets hurt. He does get hurt. He's small, but he's crafty. He gets the job done. He's a very good football player. I will say.
Yeah. Yeah. And as
Trust me, I hate him. I'd rather get
for the Niners game, as far as I know, Sam Darnold is starting. I mean, and I'm sure they have some depth. That's why they're where they are in the NFC right now at 12-4. So
Yeah, but Carson Wentz is starting for the Rams.
I know this is just a toss in the dark for him.
Carson Wentz is still in
If
the NFL.
he eats, he eats. You know what I mean? But he's a proven backup at this point in life. So no.
Yeah, but there's only one game. We touched on their players, but we really never touched on the outcome of the game. The Browns and Bengals, they play each other this week as well. Both got some backups coming in the games. Y'all think the Bengals can secure this? Browning's been looking pretty good.
Let's go DTR.
Yeah,
the
I
Browns.
like. I've been saying it for a while, man. Cleveland's defense is good. They are really good. Jim Schwartz got the boys ready to play football.
Yeah, but Cleveland
Dorian's-
is benching. They're benching their QB. They're not playing for much. They probably got some defensive players that are going to send out as well. They already locked up their wild card spot.
Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna wait on this. Let's go DTL. Let's go Dorian. Get it done. Get it done, man. Get it done. Get it just to show everybody. Yeah, I'm still good. I'm still relevant. I'm still a football player.
Yeah.
Let's go Cleveland. Shout out to my grandfather. Let's go Cleveland.
We'll see.
He's from Gary,
we'll
but he's a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm sorry. That was what's going on.
We'll see what happens in the Bengals territory with that game.
Let's go Amari Cooper too, man. I'm happy for his success in Cleveland. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have that outburst.
He's been going off.
I know he should still be in Dallas.
Yeah, tripping.
Sorry, guys.
Hey man, it is what it is, man. We need to save some money, so some things just had to happen.
It wasn't even about the money. Go ahead.
It is now because we got to pay Parsons. We got to pay that man right there.
Yeah.
That Brinks truck is about to get loaded up soon, so
we got to pay CD Lamb too.
Yes, sir.
Both of them. We got to actually pay both of them. In fact, on your wall.
It'll get done.
We don't need to worry about Jimmy Butler.
Relax.
I knew it was coming.
Don't worry. Don't worry about him. All right.
Let's go Knicks, baby. Let's go Knicks.
Yeah. There it is. There it goes. He's going
off the edge, guys.
He's rolling the dice on his hat. There he goes. But we've touched on every game, and before we get out of here, I know Tony was talking to me earlier about some MVP candidates and who's gonna win and what we think, man. So a lot of things have been shaken up these last few weeks, man. We had a lot of Dak talk, we had a lot of Jalen Hurts talk, we had a lot of why is Christian McCaffrey not at the top talk. Same with Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing somebody.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Brock Purdy. Well, I mean, to me, he's just not that guy. But Brock Purdy, you're right. We got all these guys, man, and for the last like 3 weeks, they've been back and forth, making their claim, making their stake. But how do y'all feel going into week 18? Who do y'all have at the top of y'all list?
McCaffrey or Lamar. That's it.
McCaffrey or Lamar. All right.
Interesting.
How you feel, Tony?
Well, guys, we know how I feel. We know exactly how I feel about who I think should be the MVP of the league, especially if this team finds a way to win the NFC East. I think that Ray Dakota Prescott should be the MVP.
I knew it.
His touchdown to interception ratio is excellent. He's an excellent QBR. He's fourth in passing. He's winning the division. The Ravens have a top tier defense, and he has a fair amount of weapons on offense. I'd say that we don't.
So does Dallas. Go ahead, Gary.
No, we do. But he also is not turning the ball over. Lamar Jackson is turning the ball over. I think that Dak Prescott, if he wins tomorrow, has a very good case for MVP. Now, if he does not win an MVP, I'm not going to say that Lamar Jackson shouldn't get it because he's number one in the AFC, a very loaded AFC. He has what 20 something pass touchdowns and 15 plus rushing touchdowns or something to that effect. He's playing excellent football. He dominated the San Francisco 49ers,
All the top teams.
dominated the Miami Dolphins, two teams that the Cowboys or the Eagles were not able to defeat. And we have a very fair case for Christian McCaffrey. Played excellent football. He was my early pick in the season for at least Offensive Player of the Year. But I do think that the MVP is a quarterback's award, and it's going to come down to Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott. And it might work in Dak's favor that Lamar's sitting out.
They would give it to Brock Purdy before they would give it to Dak.
And you know,
And
see, that's my problem right there with the NFL.
I'm being realistic.
And
you
look,
know that. You know that's accurate.
For sure.
And look, and
that's
Sav,
not even me trying to be
Sav,
a-hole.
and
That's
Sav,
just
because you said
No,
that
you're
right
right.
there,
You're right.
and because you said that right there, that's my problem with the NFL. You mentioned Brock Purdy over Christian McCaffrey. If it's not for Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy's not doing a damn thing.
But once again, he just said MVP is a quarterback's award.
And that's my problem with the NFL. That's my biggest grief. Because yes, Dak, and as you see, I'm a Cowboys fan. Dak has been playing exceptional. He's been playing great football. He's about to win the division. Yes. Lamar has been playing excellent football. We just saw what he did to Miami. Excellent. Amazing. Winning the AFC. But as much as I hate the 49ers, Christian McCaffrey deserves the MVP award. And I don't even want to say that, but he deserves the MVP award because the 49ers would not be the 49ers without Christian McCaffrey at all whatsoever. Brock Purdy would not be even in a discussion of MVP without Christian McCaffrey. So that is my claim right there. And I'm sticking to that.
And realistically, both those players aren't even the most valuable player on that San Francisco team. The best player and the most valuable player on that San Francisco team.
Don't say it. Don't say it. It's not
It's
Debo.
the boogeyman. It's Debo Samuel. When he gets hurt, they lose.
You saying fantasy?
No, I said
No.
Debo Samuel is the most important player on that San Francisco 49er team. If he's hurt, just listen. When he's hurt, they are a completely different football team. When Debo Samuel is taken out of the game, they are a completely different football team. He is the boogeyman of the NFL. And for whatever reason, San Francisco doesn't click unless he is doing his thing. I'm just saying.
49ers are 8-9 without Debo. Let's see.
They obviously have a winning record with Debo.
They do not. They have a 42. Oh, this is an all-time record. It does not show me a record but it says it does not show me a record when Christian McCaffrey's out the game. When I looked that up,
He just got there like last year.
I don't care, but I know he's missed a game.
They're 8-9 without Debo. With Debo, they are perennial playoff. They're a perennial playoff team.
Yeah.
Wayne, am I wrong? If I'm wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong.
It's facts.
Okay. Regardless, I'm tired of the MVP getting thrown to these quarterbacks in the NFL, these receivers, these running backs, these linemen, these defensive backs, all these other players. They matter. That's all I'm saying, man.
The Heisman, the MVP, those are quarterback awards.
And it's just the most disrespectful thing. But man, it is what it is. and obviously there's nothing I can do about it or anybody's going to do about it because they're going to keep giving that damn award to quarterbacks year in and year out. So if that's the case, Dak, get it done.
Hey, look, man, if he goes for like 350, 400 yards in the first half, he's got to get it. He's got to get it.
Wayne already told you he's not finishing the game, and I believe that.
Yeah,
that's why I said in the first, if he gets 300 some yards in the first half, give it to him. Give it to him.
Yeah, I agree.
He gonna finish the game because y'all gonna end up losing.
Look at this, brother. You just come in here to hate. Eat your Twizzler.
There's a lot of.
I may be there tomorrow. That's the only reason why it's just gonna be the geek.
I think my dad's gonna be there. I saw
Huh?
my dad on Twitter. He's like, "I'll be at the game." I was like, "What are you doing?"
I got asked to go. I missed live.
I'm not talking about you. I was talking about my dad. My dad was on Twitter. I saw him. He's like, somebody was like, "I'm gonna be at the game or whatever." My dad goes, "Yeah, I'll see you there." I'm like, I'm like, huh? What's going on,
He's
Dad?
out. He's out here, man. Making sure we get the
But
business
dad,
done.
dad is out. Dad is out in the field.
Got to make sure we get the business done, man. No phony refs out there. No, none of that, man. We got to have somebody in the field. You know that at all times.
Let's go Dallas.
Yes, sir. It's time. But also before we get out of here, man, Sav, you got any fantasy talk? Anybody we need to start this week?
Not Debo Samuels and Brock Purdy, I'll tell you that. But it just varies. I mean, realistically, you honestly, if you've made it to the championship weekend, congratulations to anybody who's made it to the championship weekend, those who have made it to the championship weekend, and those who are fighting for their life in the championship weekend right now. It's a beautiful thing.
Good luck, boy.
Yeah, good luck, sir. God damn it. That is like, I'm like looking now, I'm like, God, he got CJ and I have Dalton Schultz, and I'm like, dog, I don't want to start.
Wait, are you in the championship?
Yeah, we're playing each other.
Yeah.
That's
That's why I had to bring the topic in.
He's up 16 right now.
Now wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You know what I had to end this one with? Some championship fantasy football talk for you. Yes, sir. The round is in.
I'm sorry.
Last week of the season.
This is just too perfect.
It's good bump. It's good bump.
This is great.
This is great.
Like
I love to see it.
Like it's very interesting because like I don't know.
God.
So here's the actual rundown right now. The score is 160.78 to 100.2. He's projected 232.97. I'm projecting 232.04. That's the final projection with including last week, since it is 2 weeks. Now, it just depends on how you want to look at it. How's everyone gonna perform? Like, my weakest player, I feel like, that I have is Dalton Schultz and Torrey McLaurin. And like Terry plays well against y'all, but it all depends on.
Did you say Dalton Schultz is the weakest player you have on your team?
In my opinion, yes.
Sorry, my fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Do your thing. I'm sorry. I was thinking about Jake Ferguson for a second. I was about, don't be disrespectful. Jake Ferguson is my guy. My fault. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry. I
don't have Brock Purdy this week. I don't have Debo Samuels this week, and I didn't start Isaiah Likely last week, and that was on me. I chewed that. It'd be a close game right now if I would have started Isaiah last week. I think we'd be tied, to be honest. Yes, we'd be tied. So it is what it is. You make choices, and it's like you kind of got to eat it. So,
and we are down. We are definitely down to the wire. Everybody else who's got some fantasy implications this week, good luck to y'all, man, too. But we got to revisit this one when we get back here. See who won that. See
absolutely.
who can come back. See
anybody else who has fantasy, you can't do ish left. There ain't shit left to do. There ain't nobody on your bench. There's no waiver wire players. Let go and let God. That's it. That's all you can do right now.
That's it.
Well, Wayne, Sav, man, I wish y'all both the best of luck in claiming that first place crown this weekend. I think, Sav, you said he's up 16 right now.
Yes, 16.7.
So, Wayne, hold on to this, man. 16 up on the first week. So going into week 2, you got the advantage. So you up? How's that feel?
Hey, fingers crossed. You know what I'm saying? It should be interesting because you never know who's gonna play in that last week, but you just gotta throw a lot of players who are fighting for playoff lives or not fighting at all. And those should be the ones that'll take you home. They have Jalen Hurts projected more than CJ, but I just felt like CJ will have a better game. Even if it's divisional, Jalen's been kind of where he's at. And I don't think he'll really perform too well in New York.
And then without Devontae Smith this week, too.
Without Devontae, yeah. And I don't think that he'll play the whole game, too, as well, since they already know they're in the playoffs, too. So I had to go CJ. That would be the better start. But it should be a close finish between me and Sav all the way through. So wishing them the best, dog. Wishing them the best. It's going to be interesting for these next 2 days. So.
Yeah, man. I wish. Yeah, next 2 days. You're right, because games today, games tomorrow, man. I wish no games on Monday. I wish both of y'all the best, man. Tony, before we get out of here, you got anything to say?
in light of what happened last week in Dallas, controversial finishes, I just want to uh, bring attention one more time to the fact that Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson were able to reconcile and become friends once again. And Jimmy Johnson, well deserving, was put into the Ring of Honor after bringing the Cowboys 2 Super Bowls. And you can argue that that was the same team that got the third with Barry Switzer. So I think that all of Cowboys Nation and anyone else that watches this, that watches and listens, that doesn't hate the Dallas Cowboys, can understand why I'm saying what I'm getting ready to say. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, we end on that note. We end on that note.
All that for that was crazy.
Wow.
Hey, you know, that whole time, that whole buildup, I knew it was coming. So with all that being said, man, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Appreciate everybody for coming out, listening to us, watching us on YouTube, wherever you're focusing on us at, and we'll be back sooner than later. We'll see y'all soon.